Right now at 10, today's flurries were just a preview of the snow to come. I'll track when heavier showers are likely in the morning.
Plus, Rockford's housing market is in high demand. The new real estate chapter to Rockford and how it hopes to bring a sense of diversity to homebuyers.
And calling all artists who are Native American. The Freeport Art Museum is looking for your talent. We have more on this story in just a bit.
From 13 WREX, your weather authority. This is 13 News at 10.
We begin with a live look outside downtown Rockford tonight, where we saw our first snowfall of the year. And we're likely going to see more when we wake up tomorrow. So that means you need the hat and maybe even the gloves if you can't handle the snow.
Yeah, all of it. I'm going to say it, Brittany. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It is.
You have to. I know we haven't reached Thanksgiving yet, but there's something special about the first one of the year. That's why our chief meteorologist, Alex Kirchner, is with us tonight. Alex, you've been keeping a close eye out for how much snow we could expect tomorrow. What do we need to know before heading out the door?
So early tomorrow morning, it starts out dry. Any snow that we see on radar right now, that'll clear the area overnight. So we'll get some scattered flurries again late tonight like we saw throughout the afternoon. And all of this dries up by the time we get to early tomorrow. But if you are going to be out late tonight, watch out for low visibility. Scattered flurries and some breezy winds will result in kind of hard to see conditions at times, but that round exits tonight. Then we get a bit of a break until late tomorrow morning. So I would say after about 9 o'clock, be ready for a round of heavier snowfall, and that could result in our first at least decent helping of snowfall today. We just had a few flurries. Tomorrow may see up to an inch in some spots. You look at future track, here we are at about 8:30, 9 a.m., especially along the I-39 corridor and east. We've got those steady snow showers. Most spots picking up at least a little helping of snowfall by the end of the morning before conditions change over to rain. So any snow that we do pick up won't last for very long as conditions warm. So I'll track just when roads could get a little slushy and may slow you down. That's ahead in the forecast.
All right, a busy morning ahead of us. Alex, thank you. For new tonight, the lack of affordable housing seems to be a widespread issue across many American cities, but a new report ranks the Rockford area number 20 in affordability.
Yeah, and tonight a discussion was held on the state of the Rockford housing market. Our Samantha Soto is joining us now. Sam, good evening. What can you tell us?
Now, Brittany and Dylan, tonight Rockford held a panel with the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals introducing a new chapter to Rockford, which leaders say will help put Rockford on the map while bringing a sense of diversity to home buyers.
People are investing, that the time is right, that you have gotten an appreciation. This will bring not only the eyes on Rockford, but the opportunity for even investors across the nation to come and look at the sustainability and the affordability in this region.
Now, Rep. President says having the representation of a Rockford chapter will help focus on sustaining Latino home ownership in Rockford. Mayor Tom McNamara was also in attendance, saying investment in infrastructure, accessible internet, and opportunities like Rockford Promise is what contributes to Rockford's high-demand housing market. And with a newly approved city budget for 2025, Mayor McNamara takes pride in not having to increase the city's property taxes.
Because of the market, plus us holding the line on the property taxes, our rate has also dropped. We're going to be below 2% for the first time since 1984. So we're moving in the right direction. Our violent crimes down 29%. Our property taxes are down, and we're spending a lot of money on infrastructure, which makes it a really wonderful market for housing.
The Northwest Illinois Alliance of Realtors says in the three-county Rockford market of Winnebago, Boone, and Ogle County, homes sold for a 3-month rolling average price of $224,406. Rockford has also held its spot at number 3 in market demand, according to Realtor.com. Dylan and Brittany.
All right, Sam, thank you. And happening tomorrow, Winnebago County is announcing a big project to bring more housing to veterans in our community. Rockford Resurgence Housing Developments will unveil this initiative, which is set to add around 200 high-quality housing units for Winnebago County veterans. However, it's more than just building homes, but also about creating communities that can thrive. Now, each development will include innovative features like community rooms and even counseling spaces. This event begins tomorrow night at 5 p.m. inside Veterans Memorial Hall.
Happening now, the Freeport Art Museum is calling on Native American artists to share their heritage through art.
That's right. This is all a part of their BIPOC initiative, where every year for the last 4 years, they feature artists who come from a minority background. But not many Native American artists have signed up. Take a look.
We did that for a variety of reasons. One of the biggest was after the unrest from all of the injustice that we saw play out in our nation, it really caused us to think about our institution and our institutional policies and how we could be a part of what our nation was addressing.
The Freeport Art Museum is calling on Native American artists from our area to fill rooms like this one with their art installation, all a part of their BIPOC exhibits, which highlights 2 artists each year from minority backgrounds.
It was a good time for us to evaluate what have we been missing so far. And one of the things that we had been missing is we haven't seen really any Native American artists submit or participate in the BIPOC initiative yet.
Their executive director taking a look at their current BIPOC exhibit.
In this year's show, what I love about Ed Avail's work is his skill in his drawing ability, and also just in the richness of what you can see in his artwork.
And they're hoping to reach those artists and tell the stories of Native Americans across the state line.
It's presenting stories and images that I don't think we would have seen normally.
We don't hear enough of the stories. We don't hear enough of the history. We don't hear enough of the narratives from the Native American groups.
And to apply, you must come from a Native American background and live within a 150-mile radius from the museum. Now, only 2 artists will be chosen, with each receiving a $1,000 reward. Now, the deadline to apply for this is March 1st of next year. Of course, for more information, you can head to the Freeport Art Museum's website.
Now to a developing story out of Rockford. New details from police on a pair of major car crashes around the city last night. The first happened just before 5:30 yesterday at the intersection of North Central Avenue and Montrose Avenue. That's where officers found a 69-year-old bicyclist who was hit by a car. He's currently in the hospital with severe injuries. The driver, 30-year-old Ricardo Jimenez, was taken into custody. Then just before 10 p.m., officers responded to a different crash near the 6600 block of East State Street. They say it was caused by a street race where 3 cars collided. 2 people were injured, but they are expected to recover. A 23 and 25-year-old man have since been charged with reckless driving and street racing.
And a Chicago area woman has been charged with a hate crime after a disturbing incident at a Panera restaurant. Wasim Zuran says the incident left him and his wife shaken up after the woman allegedly tried to attack them.
Prosecutors allege the woman tried to punch and throw hot coffee on the couple because Zuran was wearing a hooded sweatshirt with the word Palestine on it. He says both he and his wife are disheartened that no one tried to help.
As a Palestinian American, I'm used to verbal hate. You hear insults thrown at you, but having physical hate after being over a minute long and still no one coming to help us is kind of shocking, honestly.
64-year-old Alexandra Zuktakovich has been charged with hate crime and disorderly conduct.
And now at 10, Chicago Rockford International Airport announced their highly anticipated routes to Los Angeles and Nashville are returning come next year.
A lot of people excited about this. This comes after the new routes were suspended for the winter months. Tickets for Allegiant flights are now on sale for the 2025 season, which are set to resume in May of next year. RFD tells us most of the commercial aircraft coming out of Rockford to other destinations are usually 90% full.
Yeah, but these routes have been closer to 80% in capacity, which is why Allegiant is continuing to monitor that demand.
They really put their aircraft where demand is based on time and year. With these being new routes, most of our routes that we have with Allegiant have all started with a seasonal route and then try to grow it from there. So while these are seasonal now and they're seasonal last year, the intent is to grow them into a year-round service, but the demand from the community has to be there to support it. Last year was great for a first year. Now in the second year, we expect them to perform even better and then be able to extend those out from that point.
And the original lack of routes was also because the airlines had issues delivering the 737 airliners to Rockford's airport. Now, the first flight of the season is May 21st. You can purchase your tickets at allegiant.com.
And just before the holiday travel season kicks off, American Airlines is rolling out technology that shames those who cut in line during the boarding process. You know who you are. Yeah, the airline says passengers who try to board before their assigned group will set off an error beep alerting the gate agent. The technology was tested over the last month in 3 airports, and there was a lot of positive feedback on it. American is now rolling out the technology to over 100 airports. The carrier plans to expand it to additional hubs later on.
And here at home, a mobile gas station is just one step closer to reopening after collapsing from severe storms earlier this year.
Yeah, we want to show you some of that video you can see on your screen right now at the Mobile on US 20 and Meridian Road from June 16th. And you can see that canopy completely collapsed and gas pumps crushed. But tonight, you can see the gas station upright and making strides towards reopening. The owner told us that the big day will be during the week after Thanksgiving.
And happening tomorrow, a state line organization will close their doors after serving up one last Thanksgiving dinner.
Rochelle's Kitchen Table has offered the community meals on a pay-what-you-can basis, but the organization has been struggling. Ever since the COVID-19 pandemic, Kitchen Table has seen a drop in donations, making it harder to cover the bills for their building. After their Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow, the organization will sell their facility to a new restaurant looking for a location.
Kitchen Table sending us a release tonight saying the decision was a difficult one, but it's ultimately the right one, telling us, quote, "We find peace in this decision as it alleviates a significant amount of stress and work from our lives. We do apologize to those of you who genuinely rely on us, but trust there will always be a way to assist you. In the future, it is our hope to still be able to seek out effective methods to assist those in need," end quote. Kitchen Table's Thanksgiving meal runs tomorrow night from 4:30 to 7 p.m.
A traffic alert for drivers near Roscoe. One of the village's busiest roads will be closed for bridge maintenance. The westbound lane of Roscoe Road will be closed between 251 and Gleesman Road. It'll remain open to traffic, but drivers should be careful because flaggers will be on site to guide traffic. The work is set to end Friday, but that could change depending on the weather.
And still to come on 13 News at 10, new developments on Capitol Hill after the House Ethics Committee failed to vote on releasing a report about Matt Gaetz. We'll have the very latest.
Plus, Illinois leaders debating the future of the education department under another Trump administration, why Governor Pritzker thinks it needs to stick around.
And get ready for a second round of snow, rain, and wind. I'll time out when the showers strike in the morning.
And we're back with your election authority tonight. An Illinois representative on Capitol Hill introduced a resolution on the House floor forcing the Ethics Committee to release its report about former Representative Matt Gaetz.
Democrat Sean Casten introduced the resolution after the committee said no agreement had been reached on the report. Gaetz is President-elect Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General and resigned from his congressional seat last week.
The report concerning him details sexual misconduct and drug allegations, all of which Gaetz has denied. The former representative telling reporters that he's confident in his hearings moving forward.
They've been going great. Senator's been giving me a lot of good advice. I'm looking forward to a hearing. Folks have been very supportive. They've been saying we're going to get a fair process. So it's a great day of momentum for the Trump-Vance administration.
The House vote could happen as soon as Thursday. That's the last day they're scheduled to be in session until after Thanksgiving.
And right now, Illinois Republicans are praising Donald Trump's pick to lead the U.S. Department of Education, but Democrats are critical of Trump's plan to close the federal agency. Trump announced Linda McMahon to be the U.S. Secretary of Education this week. He said she will foster school choice nationwide and send education back to the states. Last week, Governor J.B. Pritzker reacted to Trump wanting to end the department and send money back to states.
We've got a lot that the federal government is a part of. It's about 8 to 10% of most states' education budgets. And to take that away is literally going to be removing education from people who need it.
But he says he wants to return money back to the states.
Great, but what about, are we going to require that special education is a part of what school districts are offering? Because that is what the federal government has been doing, and frankly, we need more, not less.
And today, State Representative Blaine Willauer said Trump's proposal brings education more local.
Education is best at a local level, local people determining what's best for local students. And anytime we can get that closer to home, it's going to be better for everybody. So I'm 100% on board with eliminating the Department of Education.
Trump takes office on January 20th. Right now, it's unclear when McMahon's appointment will be approved by the U.S. Senate. And to get you into the holiday spirit, the Village of Loves Park will be teaming up with McChesney Park for the 2024 Light Up the Parks Parade. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, always a fun one. It's happening Sunday, November 24th. McChesney Park and Loves Park, they'll host an unforgettable evening filled with holiday cheer. One of the evening's highlights will be the tree lighting ceremony at 5:30, followed by a spectacular fireworks display, as you can see here, to kick off the holiday season in style. It's happening at 100 Hart Boulevard near the Sand Park Pool. So be sure to arrive a little early to grab the best spot and soak in all the holiday excitement.
And a little snow in the air, getting us closer to not only winter, but the holiday season, getting us into that holiday feel. First flurries of the fall today only resulted in about a dusting, if that, on the grass and spots. But there is a lot more snow and some breezy winds coming in tonight as well as tomorrow morning. So we'll be in that wintry trend for a while. Also saw some graupel earlier today, kind of a more rare frozen precipitation type. It looks like little balls of styrofoam or Dippin' Dots. And what occurs here is that we've got snowflakes falling through the upper levels of the atmosphere. They melt a little bit because they encounter this shallow warm layer above the surface. So as they soften up, tiny water droplets cling to them, and then everything freezes back into an ice pellet and drops down to the ground, which is why we get those kind of round little balls that pop up sometimes. This also can lead to some sleet, but in this case, we got those more Dippin' Dot looking precipitation types throughout the afternoon, which was quite fun to see. On exact track radar right now, a few more scattered flurries and showers coming through overnight, but all of this will be gone by the time it gets to around sunrise. So if you're going to be out late tonight, watch out for low visibility between the flurries and breezy winds. Getting cold tonight, dropping down into the upper 20s, may feel like the low 20s with the wind chill by the morning. Then we're keeping an eye on tomorrow's weather system. It's going to do something we don't typically see, and that's working its way backwards to the west. Usually weather systems flow from west to east. This time it's retrograding, so the showers are going to come in from the north to northeast. Again, a direction we don't typically see. This weather system then responsible for a quick burst of heavier snow showers. That arrives by about 8 to 9 o'clock tomorrow, especially along and east of I-39. So you folks that are west of I-39 may not see a ton of snow in the morning until we get closer to noon. By this point, snow's coming down heavy enough we could see some slushy roads. So even though temperatures are warm, it's falling faster than the road can melt. So watch out for treacherous travel conditions. There's going to be a brief window here where roads get a little slushy at the end of Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, we're warm enough for rain, and then we'll stay rainy throughout the remainder of the day. So less than an inch of snow likely east or west of I-39. Along and east of I-39, 1 to 2 inches of snowfall possible, and those slushy roads coming right towards the tail end of the morning. Be ready for some strong winds too, gusting at times over 40 miles per hour. So it is a snowy and rainy and windy day ahead. But keep in mind that slushy road activity will melt pretty quickly by the afternoon with the rain taking over. We quiet down and warm up for a few days going into the weekend. There's a chance for showers on Monday. And then after that, the travel outlook looks cold but dry, and your most accurate 10-day forecast will hold on to just above freezing temperatures for Thanksgiving and into the rest of the holiday weekend.
All right, Alex, thank you. Coming up next in sports, it's that time of year for some basketball. 13 WREX's Josh Schumann gives us an update on
starting to transition to winter sports season, which means we'll have a lot of hoops these next few months. But before high school really gets in the swing, Rock Valley has been kicking their seasons off. Here's the girls team off to a 3-3 start after finishing last year with a 34-2 record, down by 6 to the Parkland Cobras early in this one. Amadea Montijo makes a great save to keep it inbounds, and they kick it to Mia Moore, who finishes it in the paint, 8-4 game. And moving into quarter two, Eagles down by 11, 45-34. Janelle Coleman looked to drive baseline and does just that for the basket. That cut it to a 7-point game at the half. But they had trouble closing the gap in the third, and mainly because of this Cobra right here. Stacy Vonderheide dropping one of many buckets tonight, going on to score 42 and beating Rock Valley 90-83. And moving over to the guys game tonight, same matchup against the 6th-ranked Cobras, and Parkland kept it cooking from the girls game. Drew Lewis Jr. steps back from beyond the arc. That's cash to make it 11-4. And RVC trying to pick the defense up a little later. Cameron Reed pokes it loose. Kamarian Cobb does a great job to get the pass back off to him. The 18-13 Cobras in front. And the Eagles made it a tie game at the half, but again, Parkland is too much to handle tonight. The Cobras remain undefeated, and RVC drops to 4-4. Losing 85-70. In high school, we saw another big signing today. Rockford Christian's Brooke Corrigan will join the University of Wisconsin swim team. She predominantly swims in the freestyle and breaststroke forms and will study biology with the Badgers.
It's taken a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a year-round sport, so there's really no off season. So it's just kind of constant training, but you just gotta love it, and I do. So it makes it a lot easier. You know, it's been my dream ever since I was really little to go to a big D1 school. So it's so surreal to be signing here today, and I'm so happy that I can have everyone that's helped me get to this point here.
Congrats to Brooke, and good luck once you head to Badger Country. The Chicago Bears are back to work this week, searching for ways to pull off a win after 4 straight losses, featuring a Hail Mary and a blocked field goal on the final plays of 2 of those losses. It'll be another division rival on Sunday when the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Things looked promising for the Bears on Sunday as Caleb Williams took another step forward in his development, but the excitement came to a halt for Chicago fans when the Packers blocked a would-be game-winning field goal. Williams says the offense is starting to progress a bit more now.
Us being decisive, us having a plan for all of that, and then from there get the ball to your playmakers, run the ball well and efficiently, and from there, when they give you shots and give you explosive plays, you make those plays, and it affects the, I guess you can say, play calling for the defense. When you're able to hit explosive plays, or when you're able to get the ball out and be decisive, when they're sending all these different exotic blitzes and things like that, I think it affects the play caller on the other side, and you got to find other ways to attack.
The Bears and the Vikings go at it Sunday at Soldier Field. Kickoff is set for noon. And that's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Got a little preview of what's to come for tomorrow today. This time around, we will see not just flurries, but actual snow showers, which could amount to about an inch of snow over the course of the late morning hours before things switch over to rain in the afternoon. So late morning, be ready for strong winds and slushy roads. Afternoon, be ready for strong winds and rain showers and wet roads. So we got almost all the seasons wrapped up in tomorrow.
All right, take it easy out there. We'll see you back here in the morning.